Shifting focus now, the Indian Olympic Association has termed the exclusion of shooting, wrestling and archery from the much-awaited Commonwealth Games 2026 as grave injustice. Now, this comes after the Commonwealth Federation excluded the three sports that India holds a strong ground in from the initial program of the 16 sports. Indian Olympic Association has now decided to write to the Commonwealth Federation as a mark of protest against the decision and will also consult the Sports Ministry in the matter. My colleague Gaurav Gupta now joins me live on the broadcast as a senior editor with the Times of India. Gaurav, first of all, very bizarre, but why this decision has been taken?
Absolutely. This is the decision is it's benefit of logic, and I really don't understand that why is shooting and why are shooting and archery being targeted, wrestling being targeted for a while now. When it comes to the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games, they're integral part of the Olympics or the Commonwealth program. But over the years, I'm seeing that it's happening again and again that these sports are being targeted and it's being projected as if there are no viewers for these sports. When in fact there is a lot of interest around these sports as well. Maybe some Western countries are not that interested, or maybe it's not sort of catching on to the young generation there. But then in India and in a lot of Asian countries, these sports continue to remain extremely popular. And the same problem cropped up, I think, before this year's Commonwealth Games as well in Birmingham, wherein shooting and archery were excluded initially from the games. Then India threatened to withdraw from the games, and then eventually I think India is supposed to host the shooting and the archery leg of these games. Now, similar problem has cropped up in case of the Victoria Games as well. And I'm failing to understand some of the sort of sports like this 3x3 basketball and stuff like that. I'm finding it weird. And even in the Olympics there was break dancing. And a lot of sports which ought to be there are not there. So which is this young generation that we're talking about, which is not hooked on to these kind of to a shooting or to a wrestling, to an archery. These are traditionally good sports, but at the same time we also have to see that why are these sports? Those who run these sports, they need to realize that why is the young generation not connecting to these sports, and why are these sports again getting in trouble again and again? When it comes to being a part of the games program. So it's a two-way thing, but definitely IOA is on the right side here. And I'm sure.
Yes, in fact, Gaurav, it is very, very bizarre that this is the argument that has been given, that the young generation isn't hooked onto these sports and that's why the exclusion. However, since you mentioned IOA, writing to the Olympic Federation, will that help in any which way?
I think definitely, because India is a big market. Remember that India is a big market for these games. We bring in a tremendous amount of viewership. We can even threaten to withdraw from the games like we did the last time, and that had an impact. So India commands a lot of viewership, interest, and I mean, see, these Commonwealth Games frankly depend a lot on India's participation for their popularity. So India does have some say in the matters. So definitely, I think if we feel wrong, if we feel that these sports should be there, we have a right to say that and to protest to the Games Federation that look, this is not on. These are sports which are followed by people and in which we have done well traditionally. So you cannot just take them out just on whims and fancies and just on even if it is market research. You give these sports time to sort of bounce back and recover their viewership. I mean, wrestling is hugely popular. I remember last year when our wrestlers were fighting for medals in the Olympics. They were huge. Those bouts were massively followed. Everybody was following our wrestlers. So to suddenly say that no, wrestling is not, might be not popular in your part of the world, but then there's another a huge part of the world where these sports are popular. So this is all I mean, at the end of the day, the Commonwealth Games will lose relevance if these kind of sports are not there, or the Olympics tomorrow. If the Olympics decides to exclude these sports, the Olympics will lose relevance
Right,
for a
Gaurav.
lot of audience in South Asia. So we have a right to
Absolutely.
protest,
Let's
and
hope
I'm
something is done after that letter that has been written by the IOA. Gaurav Gupta, thank you so much for joining us with all those details there.